Beaver County Radio's news source, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Good morning, Beaver County. We're looking at chances of showers and thunderstorms today, mainly after 4 p.m. It's going to be sunny and hot with a high near 94. We'll take a closer look at the weather after this look at news. The Aliquippa Police Department is warning neighbors about a recent string of car break-ins in Aliquippa and now into the Hopewell area. Police said that there is not a specific area or vehicle model that's being targeted. The break-ins have been happening citywide. Police are reminding neighbors to lock their cars and take valuable items inside. Duquesne Light Company has released a new estimated timeline for when customers should expect their power to be back on. Severe storms this week have left hundreds of both Duquesne Light and First Energy customers without power for several days. Duquesne Light said that after Monday's storms, their crews as well as mutual assistant crews from Ohio and West Virginia are working to restore power to about 650 more customers. All Duquesne Light customers are expected to have power back by 9 o'clock tonight. A majority of the customers are expected to be restored sooner. Customers who remain without power should consider alternate arrangements to stay cool and safe, especially during this historic heat wave, Duquesne Light said. A Pennsylvania couple died on Thursday after they got caught in rip currents off of a Florida beach. The Martin County Sheriff's Office in Florida identified the couple as 51-year-old Brian Warder and 48-year-old Erica Wishart. Warder and Wishart were vacationing on Hutchison Island with their 6 teenage children when they got caught in a rip current with 2 of their kids. The 2 kids broke away from the current and tried to help their parents, but had to return to the shore without them because of the dangerous currents. Warder and Wishart were given CPR on the beach before being pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. Sheriff's deputies are helping the children as they wait for family members to arrive in Florida. The state Supreme Court said this week that it will consider an appeal by the Attorney General's office of a lower court decision that found that what are often called skill games are based on players' abilities and not solely on chance like slot machines and other traditional gambling games. For years, the state has maintained that the devices are unlicensed gambling machines that are operating illegally and subject to seizure by police. Machine makers, distributors, and retailers contend that they are legal if unregulated games that are not subject to state gambling control laws. The High Court's decision to take the case is a significant development that could set rules for years to come regarding how the machines are treated under the law, said Jeffrey Rosenthal, an attorney out of Philadelphia. Pennsylvania's courts and lawmakers have wrestled for years with the legality of the machines. Similar legal fights are playing out in Texas, Virginia, and Kentucky. 31-year-old Gage Hamrill of Aliquippa was charged after fleeing by foot when he got pulled over by the Aliquippa police. After fleeing, Hamrill tried to enter a nearby occupied building but was tasered by the police before he could gain entry. He was taken into custody where Hammerville admitted to drinking alcohol and smoking weed, and known contraband was also located in his vehicle.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
Sunny with a chance of late afternoon showers and thunderstorms. It's going to be another scorching hot day today with temperatures near 94. The heat index is going to be well over 110 as the excessive heat warning is still in effect through tomorrow evening. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms. We'll see a low around 70. The sunshine and extreme heat continues tomorrow. There is a chance of an afternoon shower and thunderstorm. Look for a high near 94 and an overnight low around 74. Cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms on Sunday. A slight break in heat with temperatures near 86. And sunshine on Monday. A high near 83 is expected. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
On this Friday, June 21st of 2024, it is 11:09 a.m., and the current temperature in Beaver County is 88 degrees. That's a look at news for now. I'm Ryan Garazunas for 99.7 FM, 1230 a.m. WBVP, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Now, it's time to talk on Teleforum on Beaver County Radio. 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, 99.3 FM, and beavercountyradio.com. And now, here is the host of the show, Eddie Crow.
I tell you, some days you wake up and everything just falls into place. Today's one of those days. First hour plus, talked a lot about Beaver County boom. And during those conversations with the Cobsack brothers and with Dr. Zambelli, one guy's name came up a couple times. From the DJ FRYE Transportation Group studio, DJ FRYE, it's Bus Talk. We do this once a month, and it's glorious for a couple reasons. One, I get to see DJ. How you doing, man?
Good, buddy.
All right. And two, I ain't got to do nothing because DJ comes in completely prepared to the nth degree, brings his own guests. David Brandon is with me today, with DJ today, the principal of Western Beaver. And I just look at you and go, all right, man, I do have a question. How come you didn't come in and fill in for me when I was unavailable?
Unfortunately, I wasn't asked, Eddie. I'm always ready. I'm always on call for the radio station, buddy. You know that.
Well, here's what's up. Open invitation anytime. All right.
Sounds good.
So what are we talking about today, Mr.?
Well, we're always going to start off with our traditional Roll Tide.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Appreciate
absolutely.
It.
And
you
then,
saw what the SEC did to the ACC and College Baseball World Series, didn't
Oh,
you?
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Tore them up.
Oh, absolutely. Would we expect anything different?
No.
No, absolutely. No. It's a whole different gear, whole different.
Even Kentucky made it this year.
Oh, yeah. That SEC, that's a whole different level, Eddie.
Yes, it is.
That's like back in the day. We had a caller a couple months ago talk about single-way sports back in the early 2000s. Mm-hmm. Single-way sports here in Beaver County was far more superior. And I don't want to lead in. I haven't introduced a guest yet, but he would definitely.
I can see him twitching with where you're going.
He would definitely agree to this. But SEC to ACC is what single-way football back in 2000 was compared to double-way football here in Beaver County. And I'm not trying to play down anything, but single-way football was very good here in Beaver County back in the day.
Well, they keep trying to shovel Aliquippa. They're going to make up. I think next year Aliquippa, I heard a rumor they're going to play 14A.
So here,
and they're just going to get IMG and all-star teams to come up and fight them.
And you know what? I'm going to tell our listeners, one of my goals is to get a representative from Aliquippa to come on the show here one of these months. And we want to talk about that because the 15A, 16A, wherever they're going to slot them, right? Yeah. But those guys, they just take care of business regardless of who shows up to play them or where they're told to go on Friday night.
Here's another state championship party. Thank you very much. Who's next?
Next man up, right? Yeah. But so how was your day off, your time off? Everything good?
It was fine, and all the paperwork has been cleared up, and I'm not free to travel interstate.
They took the thing off your ankle?
I'm just saying everything's fine.
Good.
They still want a little bit of
How's the cats?
Really?
We always got to talk cat talk.
The cats are ticked off.
Okay.
You know why?
Why is that?
Duquesne Light sent them a letter say good luck with that.
Oh.
No, cats are slugs anyway. When it's hot like this, and I've talked about this on the air. I have one little window unit. Mm-hmm. Okay, my kitchen two days ago when I got home was 88 degrees.
Ooh.
Cats go from lazy to don't even think about it.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a hairy something melted. If Cousin It melted in my hallway, I got two of those. Oh. They ain't liking it.
Wow. What else is good? So cats are good. Yeah. I know the heat's been hot. It's been hot. But what else has Eddie been up to?
You brought a guest in here asking me about cats. David, do you have cats?
I do not. I'm allergic.
Oh, good call.
Yes, makes it easy for me.
Good call.
And you know what? My daughters are probably listening, so I'm going to just full disclosure. I'm allergic as well.
Yeah,
they
but you
fully believe that I'm allergic to cats.
So
by
you
the
do
way.
or do not have cats?
No cats.
Want one?
No cats.
Want two?
Now, my daughter would love one, but can't do it.
We had the situation we talked about a couple months ago where I caught my wife and kids feeding the neighbor's cat, a stray.
So now it's yours.
Well, somehow I shook that. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, I've kind of got out of the whole cat. And I think last month we had the whole fish situation.
Oh, that's right.
We had a 2.5-year-old fish die. You know, Shark Joey. So we don't Shark Joey, the fish. You remember, it's 2.5 years old. Actually, the Beaver Carnival's coming up, and that's where we won that fish.
Okay.
So, but before we have too many people turn the channel on this Beaver County Bus Talk.
Listen to me. This talking about your fish is far more interesting than me talking about our world politics. We're ahead of the game already.
Well, these are big. I got big shoes to follow. You had the Cope Sacks in here with Beaver County Boom.
Yeah.
Just tremendous people, what tremendous leaders here in Beaver County.
Dr. Zambelli.
And Dr. Zambelli is right. I mean, what a tremendous individual he is. And
Gretchen from Visit Beaver.
Yes,
Beaver
I just had a great meeting with Gretchen and Tony Caltori down there. And I tell you what, our county, we talk about the leadership in the county, it's tremendous. And, down there in the tourism department with Tony Caltori, they do such a nice job. So we've had a great meeting with them leading up to the shuttling task that we have been given for the Beaver County boom coming up.
That's how your name brought up.
Everybody being down there. This is going to be a great event for the county, and anybody wants to come down to Beaver County Boom. It's going to be awesome. But with that being said, I would like our listeners and viewers to help me welcome one of my really good friends here, Eddie. I always talk about how wonderful of an individual you are. Well, today you've met your match. I have brought one of the best people that I personally know. Good friend.
He is actively snickering at your introduction right now. Okay.
He's been a great friend. And I deal with a lot of principals throughout Beaver County, and they're all wonderful individuals and certainly really good at what they do. Mm-hmm. This guy right here is the Mount Rushmore of that position here in Beaver County. He is one of the most loyal, down-to-earth, honest individuals that I know. So with that being said, here in the FRYE Transportation Studio, please welcome Dave Brandon.
Hi, DJ. Thanks for those kind words, sir.
I appreciate it. And we brought up the single way. Dave is a graduate of Southside Beaver, so he's a local Beaver County County guy.
Lifer.
He's a lifer. And, a couple things about him, Eddie. You got a gentleman sitting at this table with us who has the ability to be a superintendent. We've talked about superintendents in past months.
That's that is the standard next step up if you've been a principal and you want to go further.
That's it. And he, throughout his travels in the last 7 years, he's been offered opportunities to make advancements or make lateral moves and whatnot. But this gentleman just stays loyal to the Western Beaver community, to the Western Beaver Board, to the students, to the superintendent, everybody. And again, that speaks volumes to who he is and the body of work and the relationship that he has with the community of Western Beaver and all the teachers. So again, we're bringing in a superstar here in the studio today, Eddie. So Dave.
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite thing about being a principal besides June, July, and August that we finally made it, right? What's it like being a principal in the month of June?
The month of June is great. It's laid back. No kids, no teachers. I get to get caught up on some work. But I appreciate the downtime for sure in June.
Right.
But my most favorite thing about being a principal is being engaged with the students.
Right.
And I think that's why I still am in the principal's role. I don't want to lose that engagement with the students, and I love being a part of their everyday life while they're in school. So that's the biggest part for me, is being a building principal.
And I've witnessed that firsthand. When we have an issue that maybe a little argument on a school bus at the high school level.
A scuffle.
A little scuffle. Nothing good happens in the backseat, Eddie.
I know.
And Eddie was a backseat rider on the bus down in Alabama. He rode in the back. But, when we have a backseat issue on a school bus, and if I call a parent, as soon as I tell the parent that Mr. Brandon is going to take it, it's that relationship is so strong between him and that student and his or her parents that it's just resolved. And that just, again, it's not like that everywhere. I want to tell you that firsthand. But this guy comes in, you give him the situation, and a lot of times we don't even have to give him the video off the school bus.
He knows the kids' names already.
The parent knows him, the kids know him, they know that they did wrong, and he's going to handle it, and he handles it better than anybody, I'll be honest with you. So, he has a bright future. I hope he's always a Golden Beaver, to be honest with you, Eddie. But he just, he deserves all the opportunities that have been presented to himself.
Thanks, DJ. I'm going on 20 years, by the way.
20 years.
Western Beaver.
At Western Beaver.
You started as a teacher, I'm assuming?
I did.
What were you teaching?
Elementary.
Okay.
So I was hired in as a classroom reduction teacher, and I was at second grade, then third grade, and then I was able to obtain a full-time job in fifth grade. So I taught there 5 or 6 years, and before I got furloughed when the state budget cuts happened across the board in 2010.
You know what? Let's pick back up on that here in a second. And if you're just joining us, this is DJ FRYE for this month, Beaver County Bus Talk. And today my guest in studio is Mr. Dave Brandon, the principal at Western Beaver School District. Talk about furloughs, because sometimes we talk a lot about budgets and how tight budgets are in public education. But what was it like being furloughed? Because that's common. A lot of people don't realize how often that actually does take place behind the scenes. What was that like as a young, I'm assuming, were you married at that time?
No, I was single, living a free life back then in 2010. And I just happened to be the union president at the same time. So I was negotiating knowing that I was the lowest man on the totem pole. You know, my future there was not very bright because I knew that I was going to be the first one being furloughed. So, you know, there come a point in time where I couldn't be involved in negotiations anymore because of that reason.
Wow.
But not a pleasant experience. I think there were 5 or 6 other staff members that were also furloughed that year with myself, and some very unpleasant conversations were had. But fortunately, I was hired back by the school districts not even 3 months later.
Oh, that's great.
To create an online program for the district. And that's been up and running since, I think, December of 2010, and we're still running it today.
Right,
So.
perfect. And one thing that I want to get into, throughout this hour with you is the powerful element of a smaller school district and smaller class sizes.
Right.
So a lot of people overlook those two small elements, but that is a very beneficial thing when it comes to the level of education received by the students.
Yeah, and I guess fortunately for me, I've never had the experience to see the other end of it. I'm born and raised in Southside school districts. To me, Southside and Western Beaver are two very similar schools.
Sure.
Just the river separates the two of them.
Sure.
Same type of communities, people, values. And so working at Western Beaver is very comfortable for me because I'm used to that at Southside.
Sure.
Going to school there. And, for everybody to know everyone in the classroom, parents as well, as they walk in the building, everybody. You don't have to have a sheet of paper that tells a kid or that tells you about a kid, their strengths, their weaknesses, areas of improvement. You already know that by having conversations with them and their parents over time.
Sure.
And to have such small numbers, I think we do a very great job at Western Beaver educating our kids and offering them as many opportunities as we can to compete with these other larger school districts in and around the county.
Sure, perfect. And with that, we're going to come back here. We're going to take a break. This is DJ FRYE with Beaver County Bus Talk. Today, my guest is Mr. Dave Brandon. When we come back, I want to talk, Dave, about all the hats that you wear. Sure. And I want to talk about the differences in between a smaller school district and a larger school district, and the benefits and the pros and the cons between that, because a lot of our callers and listeners, they talk about 14 small school districts here in Beaver County. And if you go out of Beaver County down to Virginia or other states, there's one really big school district. So when we get back from this, on the other side of this break, I want to get into a little bit of that and see what your opinions are on a few things.
Yes, sir.
Again, this is Beaver County Bus Talk. This is DJ FRYE, and stay with us. Our guest in studio is Mr. Dave Brandon.
If you own a company or a small business, you might have considered advertising on radio. It's smart because radio is still the most far-reaching media outlet today. WBVP and WMBA can get you results. Get more information at beavercountyradio.com.
Beaver County Boom is happening June the 29th, and Beaver County Radio is the place to listen for all the coverage. Falcone's Moon Township Ford will present a live broadcast on Beaver County Radio from the VIP headquarters at Mario's 410 Grill from 6 until the choreographed fireworks and music get underway at 9:45. Take your radio along to listen or download our free apps on your mobile device, as Beaver County Radio is your exclusive place to hear the soundtrack to the fireworks. The Falcone's Moon Township Ford Beaver County Boom broadcast sponsors include City Rescue Mission, Pizza Joe's, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Tom Sipes Demolition, St. Barnabas, J. Young Refuse, Beaver County Radio, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. The 2024 Beaver County Boom broadcast is being presented by Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
Circle of Friends is happy to announce the 2024 Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program voucher schedule. They will be distributed in person starting in June. Beaver County residents age 60 or older are eligible. Income limit for one person is $27,861 and up to $37,814 for two. Please bring with you ID. Each individual will receive a total of 5 $10 vouchers. All vouchers must be used through November the 30th. Starting on Monday, June the 24th, 10 to 2 at Lincoln Park Performing Arts Center. Tuesday, June the 25th, 10 to 1 at Sounds the Alarm Ministries. Friday, June the 28th, 10 to 1, Circle Friends in New Brighton. For more information, call Circle Friends at 724-869-4224.
Cruising season is here. For some of you, that means shining up the car and heading down the highway. For others, it might mean grabbing the wheel on the other side of your vessel and cruising the local waterways in your boat. Yet there are some of you that cruise season means letting somebody else do the driving while you enjoy all-you-can-eat buffets on a luxury liner at sea. This is Andy Dengel from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Well, whatever floats your boat. Freedom United Federal Credit Union can get you cruising sooner than you think with easy-term auto, recreational vehicle, and vacation loan programs. Put things on cruise control. Visit Freedom United Federal Credit Union today and let the fun begin tomorrow. Loans are based on credit approval. Visit freedomunitedfcu.com for rates and details. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Beaver County Transit Authority connects you to where you want to be.
Join Beaver County Radio for the live broadcast at the Beaver County Transit Authority in Rochester, Friday, June 28th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. The Beaver County Transit Authority has a new look and new ways to get you where you want to go. Now you can join in the celebration. Bring your friends and family. We'll have prizes to win, including pirate tickets, the Charles Wesley Godwin performance at Stage AE, signed sports memorabilia, Buzzy's Pizza in Rochester, children's games, and lots of fun for everyone. Come out and celebrate the new Beaver County Transit Authority live broadcast 10 a.m. to 12 noon on June 28th in Rochester.
Safe, no fuss, leave the driving to us. Adventure's just a right away. Beaver County Transit Authority, BCTA. Ride the bus.
When accidents and injuries happen, you need the experience and insight of the legal team at Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George. Since 1934, they've been committed to the physical and financial recovery of personal injury victims. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, a law firm of AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers. Attorney Larry Kelly.
That we establish relationships with our clients, because I still believe that relationships still matter. That this isn't strictly business between me and the client, that there's a relationship that develops. And there's nothing more important, I think, in any attorney-client situation than the client believing that the attorney actually cares about them personally.
For your initial consultation, call the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George at 724-658-8535 or online at lgkg.com. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, keeping promises for over 80 years.
The warm weather is back, and that can only mean one thing. Pirates baseball for a 76th season is on Beaver County Radio. Make sure you set your radio dial to WBVP and 99.3 FM. Pirate baseball is being presented locally by the St. Barnabas Health System, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Falcone's Moon Township Ford, Keystone Wellness Program, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Patriot Home Care, Town Square Restaurant, and Beaver County Radio.
Hi, folks. I'm with our good friend John Diagardi from Roe Monument. John, you were telling me earlier that people really should not rush into choosing a memorial for their loved one. Now, why is that?
We found that families need to take ample time to grieve first. Grief is not something that we get over, but rather something that we learn to live with. So the length of time to grieve varies from person to person.
You mentioned that the monument can't be placed right away.
That's right. There are certain things that need to take place before a monument can be installed. So it's really worth taking time to think about how to plan and design a memorial that truly reflects a person's life. It's actually a healing activity that helps to alleviate grief.
John, this makes a lot of sense.
It does, and when the time is right to proceed, not only can Roe Monument help families choose and design their memorial, we can help them save as much as 50% by eliminating the middleman.
Thank you, John. Folks, you can learn more simply by visiting RoeMonuments.com.
For the 14th year, Eyes in Beaver County will turn to the skies on Saturday, June the 29th for Push Beaver County's Beaver County Boom. Beaver County Boom is presented by Visit Beaver County, and it's bigger and better than ever. There will be skydivers, and an Air Heritage vintage military airplane will fly over, followed by the star of the show, Beaver County Boom, at 9:45. It all takes place over the Ohio River between Monaca and Rochester. Bring your radio along or listen on your smart device to the Falcones Moon Township Ford live broadcast on Beaver County Radio beginning at 6. Title presenter sponsor of Beaver County Boom is Visit Beaver County. Gold sponsors include Temco Industries and Zambelli Fireworks. Silver sponsors include AK Nahas Furniture and Appliances, the Borough of Beaver, the Borough of Monaca, Brentwood Bank, Clearview Credit Union, and Fort McIntosh Foundation, among others. Don't miss out on Beaver County Boom, Saturday, June the 29th, right here on Beaver County Radio.
Beaver County Radio's news source, 95.7 and 99.3 FM. Along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Good morning, Beaver County. We're looking at a chance of showers and thunderstorms today, mainly after 4 p.m. It is going to remain sunny and hot all the way through tomorrow with a high of 94 today. We will take a closer look at weather after this look at news. The Aliquippa Police Department is warning neighbors about a recent string of car break-ins in Aliquippa and Hopewell. Police said that there's not a specific area or vehicle model being targeted. The break-ins have been happening citywide. Police are reminding neighbors to lock their cars and take their valuables inside. Duquesne Light Company has released a new estimated timeline for when customers should expect their power to be back on. Severe storms this week have left hundreds of both Duquesne Light and First Energy customers without power for several days. Duquesne Light said that after Monday's storms, their crews, as well as mutual assistant crews from Ohio and West Virginia, are working to restore power for up to 650 customers. All Duquesne Light customers are expected to have their power back on by 9 o'clock p.m. tonight. A majority of the customers should be expected to have their power restored sooner. Customers who remain without power should consider alternate arrangements to stay cool and safe, especially during this historic heat wave, Duquesne Light said. A Pennsylvania couple died on Thursday after they got caught in rip currents off of a Florida beach. The Martin County Sheriff's Office in Florida identified the couple as 51-year-old Brian Werder and 48-year-old Erica Wishart. Werder and Wishart were vacationing on Hutchison Island with their 6 teenage children when they got caught in a rip current with 2 of their kids. The 2 kids broke away from the current and tried to help their parents, but had to return to the shore without them because of the dangerous current. Werder and Wishart were given CPR on a beach before being pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. Sheriff's deputies are helping the children as they wait for family members to arrive in Florida. 31-year-old Gage Hamrill of Aliquippa was charged after fleeing by foot when he got pulled over by the Aliquippa police. After fleeing from the police, Hamrill tried to enter a nearby occupied building, but was tasered by the police before he can gain entry. He was taken into custody, where Hamrill admitted to drinking alcohol and smoking weed, and known contraband was also located in his vehicle. On Sunday, June 23rd, ahead of the 2-year anniversary of the Dobbs decision, Dr. Jill Biden will travel to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to hold a Women for Biden-Harris event where she will highlight the stakes in this election for reproductive freedom as Donald Trump brags about overturning Roe v. Wade, says that women who get an abortion should be punished, and makes it clear he would sign the national abortion ban in a second term.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
Sunny with a chance of late afternoon showers and thunderstorms. It's going to be another scorching hot day today with temperatures near 94. The heat index is going to be well over 110 as the excessive heat warning is still in effect through tomorrow evening. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms will see a low around 70. The sunshine and extreme heat continues tomorrow. There is a chance of an afternoon shower and thunderstorm. Look for a high near 94 and an overnight low around 74. Cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms on Sunday. A slight break in heat with temperatures near 86. And sunshine on Monday. A high near 83 is expected. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
On this Friday, June 21st of 2024, it is 11:34 a.m. and the current temperature in Beaver County is 89 degrees. That's a look at news and weather for now. I'm Ryan Garazunas for 99.3 FM, 1230 a.m. WBVP, and streaming live at beavercountyradio.com.
Talk about what's happening in Beaver County or around the world on Teleforum. 724-843-1888. 724-774-1888. It's Teleforum with Eddie Crow.
It is, in fact, way better than Teleforum with Eddie Crow. It's 25 minutes till noon. It's Bus Talk with DJ FRYE. And as we all know, that's worth 3 or 4 Teleforums. You're staring at me like you're waiting for me to say something snotty. I meant what I just said. DJ FRYE is here, and it's Bus Talk, and DJ comes in and does this once a month, and DJ's guest today is David Brandon, the principal of Western Beaver. Can I ask one principal question while I got him here, and then you can go back to the grown-up discussion?
Absolutely.
At what age is a kid pretty much decided that he's just a bonehead and it's not going to change? When is it too late to straighten a kid out?
Never too late, right?
No, okay.
Never too
All
late.
right.
Never too late.
That's such a principal answer. Are parents easier to deal with now or worse? The helicopter parents?
Sometimes it can be a struggle.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Is it because little Johnny's special and you just don't recognize his genius?
That could be it.
Yeah?
It's all about communication, though.
All right.
As long as you communicate, you're good to go.
Well,
if you don't, that's when I wind up in trouble. So.
There are a lot of jobs that I think would be interesting. The job of principal.
This not being one of them.
No, I think it'd be interesting, but I think it would be absolutely exhausting.
It is.
So enjoy your summer and
thank you, sir.
Go back. Is there ever a kid that you think, I hope when I come back he doesn't?
I'll plead the fifth.
The Eddie Crows, the ones that ride the back seat of the bus.
Right? The back seat of the bus people. All right, DJ.
Well, I tell you what, Eddie, and it's a great lead-in on your part there because, I think what in part makes him so successful in what he does, putting those fires out and being able to communicate, as he said, to the parents, is he has no choice, to be honest with you, because his wife's a teacher.
Oh, God,
so
you're
there's
getting
a lot
double.
So Carly, her maiden name was Castelli, which is a very powerful and influential name in the education business here in Beaver County. I know her mother was very instrumental, and her grandparents, Mr. Ron Young and Miss Fran Young. And I liked Mrs. Young so much as my kindergarten teacher that I had to repeat twice. I liked her that much, right?
Did you do kindergarten? Seriously,
I did.
You do? I got kicked out of kindergarten.
Well, I didn't get kicked out, but I was asked to repeat it.
I was asked to leave.
It doesn't surprise me one bit. But Mrs. Young was one of the best people for me as a young man moving from Midland to the Western Beaver School District. Even still to this day, I look up to her because she is as sharp as they come. And she was such a, how would you say it? She was such an influential teacher in kindergarten. And it's hard to say that because when you're in kindergarten, it's all coloring books and crayons,
sure.
and your attention spans are
Nap
very short.
time.
But she is such a wonderful lady still to this day. I hope she's listening. And Mrs. Young, I want to say hello and thank you for everything. Thank you for encouraging my parents for me to repeat your class twice because it really made a lasting impression on me.
She still talks about you to this day.
Oh, she's great. She's great. But Dave Brandon has no choice but to be special when it comes to be a principal because he has layers and layers and layers of experience when it comes to the family that he married into. And I know you got something on the tip of your tongue, Eddie. Go ahead.
Well, how important is it in hindsight? You're talking about, you have a memory, DJ, from kindergarten. You're talking about 5 years old. Mm-hmm. As an educator, as a teacher, as a principal, because that's the steps, do you realize the connection you're making, or do you have to do it for a long time and have people come back and say, I can off the top of my head name 4 or 5 teachers when I was little that I learned things that I still think about?
I think teachers strive to get to that point, and they may not realize that they're there until somebody brings it to their attention. Yeah. Somebody comes back 3 or 4 years later, walks in the hallways and says, I thank you for doing such a great job with me. But that's what you strive for, I believe, as an educator, as a principal, even myself in my position, is that you hope to make those connections and make that impact on those kids, or else why am I in the job that I'm currently in?
Sure.
It's all about the kids, and that's why I enjoy doing the job that I'm doing.
And Eddie, and jumping in on that, when you're coming through kindergarten all the way up, let's look at Fairview Elementary. Mm-hmm. When you're in Fairview Elementary, any elementary building here in Beaver County, you really think, as a student, as a young student, that the principal runs that entire building, or it runs the entire district.
Right.
We love our superintendents. We ultimately know how important they are, school board members. But when you're a student in that time and moment, you think everything is around the principal. You think that principal walks on water.
Correct.
And actually, Ron Young, your
my
grandfather-in-law,
right?
He was my principal at Western Beaver. So really, you think that individual runs the entire district, right?
Right.
So being a principal is a really big thing when it comes to students.
Sure.
And making lasting impressions and whatnot. Can you give us a situation or scenario where you feel that maybe a student bettered you as a principal? Like actually you learned from the student when it was in a situation where you're maybe corrective criticism or explaining something that he or she did wrong?
Yeah, that's a tough question to pick one single incident or moment. But I think you learn from knowing who those kids are when you make those phone calls home to figure out what's really going on at home. Is when you learn about what you need to do as an educator or as a principal to help that kid out while they're in school.
Right.
A lot of these families around have single parents. They're living with aunt, uncle, grandparents.
Right.
And you don't really know how to reach out to those kids until you figure out what's going on at home.
Right.
So I think just collectively is figuring out, like I said, what goes on at home on a daily basis. And that teaches you a lot as to what you need to do to make those connections at school.
Right. And
for
as
the short amount of time that you have them.
And as we were talking to our listeners before the break, and if you're just joining in, this is DJ FRYE with this month of Beaver Bus Talk. Our guest today in studio is Mr. Dave Brandon, the principal of Western Beaver. And going into that break, we talked about on this side, talking about the positives and negatives of a smaller school district. And what you just said resonated to me because I see that every day. A smaller school district and a principal of your stature, of how involved you are, which of all your students, with a smaller school district, you're able to have even a stronger relationship, I'm imagining, because
100%.
you get to know the parents and things like that. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not one of these principals, and I don't know that there are any around here to do that, but just walk into my office and shut the door. Like, my door is always open. I'm trying to be in the hallways as much as I can, in the classrooms as much as I can. With my job, I do wear a lot of hats. I've been the athletic director before. I do student discipline, grades 6 through 12. I do, I'm the school assessment coordinator, grades K to 12. There are a lot of hats that I do wear that I don't have a choice but to get into the trenches and do the things that I have to do and communicate.
Right.
It all comes down to communication. I'll say it 1,000
Why
times
don't
over
you have
again.
a choice? You're the only body in the room that can do it.
So I don't have an assistant. In
Okay.
my building, I'm 6 through 12. It's just me as the principal. I don't have an assistant principal. I do have an athletic director now. So we just went through that transition. We had John Rosa. He transitioned out to Winchester Thurston, and now I have Owen Glendaniel. He's been one of my building subs for the last couple of years, and he's starting up our girls varsity basketball program again for the first time in over a decade.
Yeah.
With one of my teachers, Mrs. Lauren York. So we're going to get that up and running. But yeah, it's just me, and I have a great office staff. I'll shout out to them. My guidance counselor, Kelly Fortner, keeps me on track, and she and I work very well together to do what we got to do.
Sure, absolutely. And again, a smaller district. And for our listeners listening, you got a principal here that's been an athletic director while being a principal. You basically been like a second counselor, as a principal to your students. And as a taxpayer, you're thinking, wow, is that a good thing or bad thing? Well, it's a good thing because you're saving a lot of tax dollars not having to have another layer of management or another layer of administration, right? And the students are still getting all those resources that other schools are doing. And talk about the class sizes and how impactful and how wonderful that is in a smaller district.
Yeah, so our class sizes, elementary school, there's generally two classes per grade level. And then as they work up in the middle school, we kind of carry that same trend. So generally speaking, we have 60-some kids in a grade level,
Right.
and people may not know that, oh, wow, that's all the bigger that Western Beaver is. But it's been that way for a number of years.
Sure.
This is nothing new to Western Beaver School District.
Right.
So the class sizes allow our teachers to really get in depth with the curriculum and get to know those kids and those parents to make it work.
And another thing too, the turnover. Very little turnover at Western Beaver.
Yeah, COVID.
Right.
COVID drove a handful of my tenured teachers out.
Right. But once they get hired at Western, it seems like they want to be there.
Correct. And that's one thing that I pride myself on. I've been in the school district, again, going on 20 years this upcoming school district, or this upcoming school year.
Speaking of COVID, for our listeners,
do we have to?
Can you talk about the differences pre-COVID and post-COVID? Because I'll tell you right now, and I'm seeing it from the other side of the trench out in the transportation. There's a big difference, isn't there?
There's a huge difference, and we're still trying to figure out what exactly that is, to put a pulse on it. But it's been...
Is it a numerical difference? You said you lost some teachers. Did you lose students?
No, we didn't. Because of COVID, no. We had a handful of kids that transitioned to online learning during COVID and stayed there for a couple years. Mm-hmm. We still have a handful of kids that hang on to that online program, which is fine. But another positive as to why we have the online program. If we didn't have the online program, we'd lose those kids to online charter schools. Right. And that's more money out of the district's pocket.
What did you learn from COVID regarding infrastructure that we didn't know before? Because internet, most people don't think of it as infrastructure.
Correct. And that's where we were lacking, as far as if you want to say lacking, is with technology. COVID made us catch up in a hurry. We weren't given an option. Teachers weren't given an option as to, well, how do I teach online? They had to figure it out.
Go teach.
Immediately.
Yeah.
And it was baptism by fire, but it worked out very well. We were in the process of using Teams anyhow to roll some curriculum out for like flex days for snow days.
Right.
But then that turned into every single day rather quickly, and the teachers caught on to it. And we still use Teams to implement that online instruction. It's an everyday part of the teacher's repertoire. So it's changed. Technology for us at Western has changed significantly since 2020.
Right. And with the help of our three wonderful county commissioners and, Representative Josh Kale and Lance Grable, who's now the president of the Beaver County Chamber of Commerce, all of those little sectors came together to help improve on, and we talked about infrastructure here, the broadband, the internet out in Hyattville, because I think that was a little bit of Achilles heel when it came to this online learning. Not all the homes out in Hyattville, the Western Beaver School District, had the capability really of,
we had to get hotspots and send hotspots out to them. You mentioned the Grable Foundation. I also want to give a shout out to the Wright Foundation.
Sure.
We've been working with them as of late, and they've thrown some grants our way to help us out with some different pieces of technology and curriculum. So shout out to them and their support as well.
What's the biggest change? We talked about parenting, and I know, look, I'm a parent, you're a parent.
Yeah.
What's the biggest challenges now with social media and how that, in my opinion, has changed a lot of the demeanor when it comes of the parent?
It has. I mean, you mentioned social media, and so many issues occur and stem from social media on a daily basis. That's changed. Social media, technology, cell phones, whatever you want to throw out there for the buzzwords for technology. We've had to put policies in place because of it. We've changed policies. We've changed cell phone policies because of social media.
That's a good topic.
Our junior high kids, 6, 7, 8, aren't supposed to have a cell phone with them at all in school. Yes, we understand that their kids stay after. They go home to a house with no one's there. They need a phone. Okay. If you bring your phone to school, keep it locked in your locker or away in your book bag, and we don't see it. We don't hear it. If we do, we take it from you. We give it back to you at the end of the day.
Was there pushback when you put that rule in place?
There really wasn't.
No?
The biggest surprise to me was the high school. So grades 9 through 12, we had a cell phone restriction. So when kids walk into the classroom, they put their cell phones up in a holder. It's like a calculator holder, basically. They have their own number. They put it in the holder for the entire class. Bell rings, they get it. They can use their cell phones in the hallways and during lunchtime, but it's been restricted, and behavior has changed significantly because of those restrictions.
Wow.
It's not foolproof, by any means, but it has helped tremendously.
Right. And, you hear that's a really hot button topic nowadays, that and restrooms and all these kind of things there. But what are some of the positive things with social media? Because I know you can now reach out on Twitter or X and really communicate even more strongly to the parents. Is that correct?
The different platforms you have, there's no excuse for not knowing anything or not sending something out to inform parents as to what is going on. Right. With AI, artificial intelligence, right. It's here to stay. Right. And, we were at a training last week at the IU for AI. Great presentation. It's now how do we figure it out in school? What does that look like? Because the kids know more about it than we do.
Right.
So we have to figure out how we can work with those kids to use it appropriately. Right. And again, that's technology, ever changing, which is also ever changing our policies and our approach to how we handle business on a daily basis.
This is DJ FRYE, and my guest today is Dave Brandon. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back on the other side, we're going to talk about the AI. We're going to talk more about the cell phones, and anything that you guys have a question on, please put it in the comments or give us a call. Again, DJ FRYE with Dave Brandon, the high school principal of Western Beaver School District.
Beaver County Radio, your hometown radio station. You're listening live from the FRYE Transportation Studios, Beaver County Radio and FRYE Transportation. Proud to call Beaver County home.
Friendly Federal Credit Union is honoring graduates this month. Forget the fancy gadgets, jewelry, or lavish parties. Get your graduate a gift that will provide numerous benefits. A graduate account at Friendly Federal Credit Union. This is Cindy Haladio. Graduate accounts at Friendly Federal include free checks, a $500 credit limit Visa card with approved credit, online access, great personal service, and a debit card tied to the account. Here's the great news. I've got applications for you and your graduate. Your student has until the end of this month to apply for the annual Anthony S. Payne and Carl D. Ross Memorial Scholarships. While they're doing that, you can apply for a low 2.75% home equity loan. Available now with approved credit. Visit Friendly Federal Credit Union for more information or click friendlyfcu.org. It's the place that makes more sense for you. Equal Housing Lender, member NCUA.
It's time to celebrate June as National Dairy Month, and that means stocking up on Marburger. Yeah, get Marburger iced tea drinks for your graduation parties. You can find gallons at the grocery store or pick up single-serve pints and half pints at the dairy by calling 724-538-4800 to place a pickup order. And with the kids home from school this summer, don't forget to stock your fridge with their popular chocolate milk. Drink local, drink Marburger dairy products.
Beaver County Boom is happening June the 29th, and Beaver County Radio is the place to listen for all the coverage. Falcone's Moon Township Ford will present a live broadcast on Beaver County Radio from the VIP headquarters at Mario's 410 Grill from 6 until the choreographed fireworks and music get underway at 9:45. Take your radio along to listen or download our free apps on your mobile device, as Beaver County Radio is your exclusive place to hear the soundtrack to the fireworks. The Falcone's Moon Township Ford Beaver County Boom broadcast sponsors include Friendly Federal Credit Union, Tri-County McDonald's, the Hopewell Shopping Center, Electric Garage Door Sales, the Community College of Beaver County Radio, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. The 2024 Beaver County Boom broadcast is being presented by Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends. Tune in to Beaver County Radio 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP every Monday and Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. for Thinking Logically with Joe Corsai. It is an all-new show that takes a look at the conservative side of politics. Thinking Logically is also presented on the WBVP-WNBA Facebook page and YouTube channel. That's Thinking Logically with Joe Corsai each and every Monday and Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. right here on Beaver County Radio.
Community College of Beaver County is excited to host the second annual Community Day on Saturday, July the 20th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on the campus in Monaca. This free event is open to the public and will feature neighborhood resources and organizations, interactive program demos, backpack distribution, escape rooms, games, and more. Grab a bite from Pappy J's or the Nostalgic Hills Snack Bar while you discover all that our community has to offer. See you there.
Character becomes a part of everything we do. It's who we are. And McGee Heating and Air Conditioning's good character has been at the forefront of the service they've offered for generations. Just like the character of those we honor this Memorial Day, McGee knows how important these qualities are. Dedication, honesty, and talent are a part of everything they do. Call McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, family owned and operated. And remember those we honor this Memorial Day from everyone at McGee's Main Street, Aliquippa.
Pizza Joe's offers Western Pennsylvania and Eastern Ohio some of the best variety in pizza, subs, strombolis, and more. Stop by your local Pizza Joe's in Beaver, Beaver Falls, Elwood City, or Cranberry Township and get a 9-cut cheese pizza and a 9-cut veggie pizza for just $20. You can't beat that. Visit pizzajoes.com for additional savings and to sign up for Pizza Joe's Points Loyalty Program. Specials are before tax and delivery. Offers and loyalty are available at participating locations. Everyone goes to Pizza Joe's.
J. Young Refuse and Industry is proud to be an integral part of Beaver County for the past 35 years. Featuring a wide range of recycling services for contracted areas, they are sure to get the job done. The J. Young Refuse team of professional drivers consistently exceeds safety and service throughout the day, while their customer service representatives take professionalism to the next level. J. Young Refuse and Industry proudly supports the Beaver County Boom Broadcast Celebration. If your old garage door is making noise that rivals the Beaver County Boom, then it's time to call Robin and her team at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. They can repair or replace that old garage door, and it'll work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years of experience, Robin and her team will get it done and get it done right. Give them a call at 724-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorSales.com.
I would normally do the, hey, welcome back to the program, but it's Buzz Talk with DJ FRYE, so I ain't got to say nothing.
So I'm going to do, hey, welcome back. This is Beaver County Bus Talk with DJ FRYE. My guest is Dave Brandon. And by the way, I have zero training. All I do every day is listen to Eddie Crow on Teleform.
God, that's less than no training.
Any of you looking to get into media, that is the gentleman that you want. That's your guy. That's your guy here in Beaver County Radio in the FRYE Transportation Studio. My guest is Dave Brandon. Dave, we have 2 minutes, and I want to wrap this show up by thanking you coming in. I want to thank you for coming, but more importantly, your friendship. I mean, just a tremendous guy. And what do you have on your docket coming up?
So one thing I want to do a shout out. We have a Cheer Boosters golf outing next Saturday, June 29th at Blackhawk High School. So there are flyers out there on social media. If you haven't signed up, I don't believe it's full. If it is, great. If not, sign your team up if you're a golfer. Even if you're not a golfer, it's a great time.
Great. And off the air, we were chit-chatting something I learned about Dave that I didn't know leading into it. You wanted to be a game commissioner?
I did. I wanted to go to school to be a wildlife biologist.
Wow. So all our listeners, if you're a parent or you're a student enjoying the 90-degree day here in Beaver County and you're thinking, I want to do this, don't ever be afraid. If it doesn't work out, always look into education, because tell you, this gentleman here at this table has made a ton of children's lives, kids' lives better just by his leadership and his communication. And I think you are better served being the principal, impacting lives, than trying to catch the neighbor.
Yeah.
Shooting that deer around the old.
I would agree with you, DJ.
Throwing the corn out the back door,
I would agree.
right?
Yes, sir.
So, but what's your summer plans?
I don't have any plans. No beach vacation this year. Might go somewhere local. Geneva on the lake. Maybe we've been looking at some places.
Geneva's fun.
Yeah, Geneva's never been there.
Geneva's a great time.
My wife's been talking about Disney, and I'm trying to put that off as long as I possibly can.
Well, again, thanks, buddy, for coming into the studio. Thank you to Mr. Eddie Crow, and to our listeners and viewers, thank you for tuning in to this month's Beaver County Bus Talk with DJ FRYE. We look forward to seeing you next month. Stay blessed.
Start your day with breakfast at McDonald's. Enjoy their